Everyone, and I'm hello everyone, and I know what you're thinking. Why is the world map different? Well, today we're doing a scenario which is where the country that has the white cities are going to war. And despite all that, but yeah, USA would try to start out big, attack more. And yet United Kingdom got them all under his control. And yet every country is starting together to try to stop. Just yet this country will expand further up to the top.
Hello? Yes. Yes. Hello? They couldn't hear me. It was a bad connection. I guess it was them.
And yet USA expansion of will basically defeated Texas. Like that, but also other versions. While USA got done with that, USA decided.
Yeah,
Yet Russia was basically, and yet the war of Ukraine is still going, which yeah, it'll be a big pickle. But none other that, but no other than that. And India and Pakistan might not even care.
I'm not doing that. I'm getting my shoes on. I'm going
But
outside.
unlike that, but India might actually puppify one to fulfill its purpose. And yet China would instantly get mad and basically just spread full force. And yet what this country responds with is absolute shock. It basically pushed away Chinese forces. Russia annexed one of the lands that were trying to escape, and yet China would instantly just. And yet now everything became a huge process. Now China has more advantage to the north, and yet Russia is basically is about to lose one of its major cities. Yet this war is more likely going to be the ugliest war. Mm, The Republic of Congo basically war on too, and yet the the DRC basically has more has more military thanks to other countries. China still has more advantage to this. And yet this after an ugly battle, after bro annexed the top, bro annexed the rest, and bam, the countries unite again. And yet USA step in and basically tear up everything it sees. And despise that, Canada basically fights whatever it has. So USA, and yet Canada would instantly become the dominant superpower, and yet they collapse the others before they can even react. Now in the moment that and yet since the spies are fighting, basically cannot win against a big scenario. United States basically but Pierre out of fifth air and basic. Now everything is going to Canadian plan. And yet after every country is and yet North Korea would do the unthinkable, and yet for helping out its allies, North Korea just You guessed it correctly, nuke. And every nuke weakens that country. So North Korea is slightly helping, but not fully helping. And yet this country basically is more like not going to get conquered. And yet after a big ugly war, the DRC finally beats. You know, I'm just gonna skip to the paste. There we go. And yet every country is getting their senses back and basically. And unlike that, but this is about to be the ugliest fight in history, in human history. And yet these countries are fighting, want to get what's theirs. And yet this country fights this country. This ugly fight basically continues, and the ugly fight is about to appear. And yet Turkey used all of its force, and also this country use all his force just to. Didn't mean to do that. And yet finally this country now know that it is in a big pickle. It instantly surrendered. This country is now a part of these countries now, and yet Finland and Scotland now knows that this war is going to go on. So, or do they fight? And yet, since winter hits, Sweet Sweetland and Finland basically just fights. Fight with their own will, fight to survive, fight with everything they got. After this ugly fight, hmm. So now everything is going into a big pickle. Now, since every country realizes that these copycats are now, and yet everyone basically is trying. And yet after a big ugly fight, and yet India basically is now gonna fight. So everything would be according to plan, which is more likely every country is getting the land back what they once owned. And yet countries like India have very much more people than ever. And yet innocent Tibet base now face big charges against China. Because whatever China is doing, China is now doing it with force.
This is ridiculous.
And now China's basically just pushing in straight into Tibet. And despite the wars, Canada somehow win, but with a weakened finally. And yet Hawaii is about to get annexed, and yet Hawaii knows what it should do. Surrender. Now this would be a big pickle for the others, cause this is about to be the world's biggest fight. And yet everything is about to collapse there soon. And yet Russia finally wins without any trace. And yet all because of North Korea. Russia is somehow so South Korea basically and Japan would know something, but also its population would drop, so nothing would much. And China would instantly try to come on. China would basically try to get closer, closer straight into Little Tibet, and basically secure all rivers for itself. And yet now everything Tibet's gone. This country basically is trying to resist. It doesn't matter. It's gonna get cooked either way. Now China's literally pushing in with force. And yet everything continues like normal. Ukraine fights Russia. And yet poor little countries are basically fighting for their lives just to be heroes and destroying them. Ham. And Argentina win that war. So Brazil will instantly come across the Amazon. It'll be a thick it'll be a thick forest that basically tries to, even though Brazil basically is trying its best, the Amazon is pushing back, not with pressure, with force. Everything is slowly becoming a problem for Brazil. And Brazil basically is near at the capital, and yet finally the capital is gone, and the country collapsed. And yet Denmark basically.
Hi, I'm so sorry to bother you again. This is Brandy Dixon.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Just pretend Iceland is basically still independent.
It started to get to the point where it started to overflow and I had to drain it manually. Yeah, well, no, I don't think he could hear me because he kept saying hello, and I said, hello, hello, and he was like, hello, and then it just went dead. 304 Reflections Drive, apartment 101.
And anyhow, after intense stunts of fighting, China wins, but with a dramatic cost, losing nearly half of its soldiers just to beat up the rebels. And yet the rest of the rebels basically just surrendered and he wants to. And all they ever did was trying to create new countries, but yet the world stopped them just in time, and yet the rest of the rebels exist, gone extinct. So let's see this, and it would be nearly the same. Yet this is going to be a big all because of intense, ugly fighting, because the rebels to go extinct. Which is, you get to see some countries that are literally fighting on their own will. And yet everything is back to normal. Like it have been. But yet, somehow, these countries that are don't even have whites basically are safe. I guess that's today, everyone. Bye.